Did you know up to 88% of massage therapists actually end up quitting their jobs in less than 5 years? Imagine spending nearly a year of your life and 10 grand starting a new career, only to have to quit and start all over again after only a few years. I'm Lauren McNabb. I'm a licensed massage therapist and massage therapy instructor, and I've been licensed since 2015. Today, I'm going to share with you 10 lessons that I've learned over the past 10 years that have led to a fulfilling, profitable, and long-standing career while avoiding burnout. Lesson number one, be yourself. I know a lot of the times this is easier said than done, especially if you're neurodivergent like me. You automatically want to mask in front of clients and put on this professional air. And while yes, being professional is very important, being yourself is too. Don't be afraid to get to know your clients because that's what's going to keep them coming back. There are going to be people that you don't vibe with, and that's okay. We don't want those people. You want to attract the right people. And so by being yourself, being open, being vulnerable to a point, people are going to get to know you. They're going to like your personality. They're going to feel comfortable with you, which is paramount when it comes to massage therapy. And they're going to keep coming back to you. So if there's something about you that you're proud of, and you want people to know, put that out there, whether it's in person when you're talking to clients or maybe on social media. That might be an easier way to share for some people. Be a little silly, be a little funny, share other parts of your life. I'm autistic. I'm very open about that. I'm open about my ADHD. I'm open about being queer. I'm open about being a mom, being a homeschooling mom. I'm open about being vegan. These are all little things that people know about me. And maybe they come to me because of those things, or they feel comfortable with me because of those things. Not everyone. Some people are just really going to like you for your massage, and that's great too. But being open and honest with your audience, it creates that relationship, makes that relationship a bit stronger, and lets them learn to get to know you and trust you, and you're going to attract the right people. Lesson number two, set boundaries. I can't tell you how many times in the beginning of my career I was answering messages at all times of day, texting people back right away, afraid that they would go somewhere else if I didn't text back right away. And maybe they would have, and that's okay. You have to train your clients. I know it sounds kind of silly, but you want to start that relationship off on the right foot with professional boundaries. Your clients need to know that you're not going to be available for a phone call right away. You're not going to be available to text them back right away. I mean, we're massage therapists, right? We don't have our phones in the rooms with us. We're not answering texts while we're with clients, like a hairdresser might. We give our clients individual attention. And when it's their turn, we'll give them their attention too. Get back to those at an appropriate time. Obviously, don't make people wait longer than maybe a couple days, depending on when they messaged you. If you don't work on Sundays and someone messaged you at 11 p.m. on Saturday night, maybe you get back to them on Monday. That's okay. Or you can even shoot someone a text back and say, hey, thanks for reaching out. I'll get back to you during business hours. That's okay. You're acknowledging them, but then setting that boundary of, hey, I'll get back to you during working hours. You also have to set your boundaries with the way people talk to you. This is especially true for female or female presenting massage therapists. You may get males that text you late at night, that want to get to know you a little too personally. Maybe they're asking a lot of personal questions. So this isn't just with communication over, text or email. This is also in-person communication. It's okay to say, oh, I don't talk to clients about that. You don't have to attack them or say that was too personal. I don't want to talk to you about that. Just let them know as a general guideline. I don't really like to talk to clients about that kind of stuff. And that's okay. And they'll get the message. And if they don't like that, they'll go somewhere else. And that's okay. That's not the kind of client you want that's going to try to step over your boundaries over and over again. Or again, it could just be time things. It can be people canceling last minute. It could be people texting you at all hours of the day. It could be people asking you for advice constantly. Anything like that, set those boundaries. It can be in your paperwork, in your intake forms, on your menu itself. Messages will be answered during business hours, things like that. So just set the expectations, have clear boundaries, and that's going to help you prevent burnout big time. So lesson number 3 is to trust your gut. So it kind of goes into the same thing we were just talking about. If someone's making you uncomfortable, they're not the client for you. And I know this can be hard when you're a newer massage therapist and you want to just take on every single client you can, and you need that money and you need that clientele built up. But if it's that first text message and you're already getting a weird feeling, and maybe you're kind of like, do they mean what I think they mean? Are they asking what I think they're asking? 9 times out of 10, they probably are. I've had to be very strict and clear with people right off the bat, and they say, no, I'm sorry, you misunderstood me. Because some people are just awkward in text, and it usually is over text how people reach out to me. There's definitely red flags to look out for. Obviously a big one is draping required? That's a really big one. Are you the girl in the picture? That's a little weird. Or just asking like, what do you look like? What's your hair color? I had a guy tell me one time, like, oh, well, I booked with you because you were blonde. I like blondes. You're not really blonde anymore. It was giving American Psycho. Like, it was not a good vibe. So trust your gut, because you are going to get people that message you and you're like, they're a little weird, but maybe it's just a misunderstanding. Let me just double check. Hey, just so you know, I am a licensed massage therapist. I do professional massage. And they'll say, yes, that's what I want. And you can usually kind of clear that up with a few responses, but trust your gut for sure. And sometimes people will seem totally chill for months, and then they start to get a little weird, and then it's time to dismiss that client. So trust your gut for sure. That's a big one, because there's been a lot of times, and it hasn't always just been inappropriate behavior. It's just been people that I could tell were going to step over my boundaries. They weren't answering messages, or they ghost you after a few messages, and then they try to squeeze in. Like, it was just not going to be a good fit because of the way I run my business. I run a very tight ship. I'm very organized. I have strict protocols, and when people are kind of loosey-goosey with it, that's already telling me you're not going to be a good fit for my practice. And so you have to trust your gut there. Number 4 is to know your limits and don't overwork yourself. Obviously, that looks different for everyone. When I was in massage school 10 years ago, I was 27, was in good shape, and they had us doing 5 massages back to back once a week. So we massaged a little bit in class during the week, and then on Sunday afternoons were my clinic time. We did 5 50-minute massages back to back. I mean, I thought I was Superwoman. I was like, I could do 5-hour massages back to back, no problem. I'm going to get hired anywhere. And I didn't really want to work somewhere. I always wanted to work for myself. That was the whole point of me leaving my previous career to become a massage therapist, was so I could work for myself. But at school, they tell you, oh, you can tell these employers that you can do 5 hours back to back and you don't need a break, and you're going to be able to get so many clients in. And I wonder and I worry about some of my peers that are doing this many massages back to back to back. Because I know me personally, I can't do that. Definitely not anymore. I book myself about 10 hours a week. That's ideal. And maybe I squeeze a Reiki in, or I can do another like lymphatic drainage or sound healing, like something very minimally physical. But as far as deep tissue massages, which 9 out of 10 massages are deep tissue massages for me, I cannot do more than 10 hours a week. I have my busy seasons where maybe I go up to 12, but those last couple clients at the end of the week, I am hurting. My fingers are hurting, my wrists are hurting, and I use good body mechanics and I use my tools, and I don't use my thumbs too much or anything. But I feel like I have very good technique, and still at the end of the week, if I overbook myself, I'm hurting, and that last client is not getting as good of a massage as that first client on Monday was. And that's not fair to me to overwork myself and to risk injury. And that's not fair to that client who's been looking forward to their massage all week, who needs that really deep tissue, who needs your your hands and your elbows and they need your strength. If it's not there, that's not fair to them. My longest days, I'm doing like maybe 4.5 hours. Like maybe I have an hour and a half, and then I have an hour, and then I have another hour and a half. Something like that. But I only work 4 days a week. I work Monday and Tuesday, and I work Friday and Saturday. But that gives me like a good 2 days to work and then a couple days to rest, and then 2 days to work and a day of rest. And I break it up like that. But everyone's different. So don't just use me as an example. You'll learn what's best for you. And this is obviously easier if you are independent and you can set your own hours, which I will always advocate for massage therapists working for themselves, because I don't believe spas pay us enough, especially the big retail massage places. I think they overwork and underpay you, which is why I never wanted to work for one. I did work at the airport for a little bit doing chair massage, and that was really cool. And I'll definitely make a video about my experience there. It was a little bit different, but I learned a lot right out of school. I met a lot of cool people. And it was long hours, but it was mostly chair massage, which is pretty chill for the most part. It's a lot of elbows. So I don't remember like necessarily ever like feeling overworked. Mentally maybe, but not physically. So number 5, stay organized. Have systems. I see too many massage therapists that like don't even keep charts. Like, y'all, you legally have to keep records of people. And this can be digital. There's a ton of good apps out there. It can be paper. I do paper. I'm a pen and paper girly all day, every day. I like to make notes on every single client. Now, before I was a massage therapist, I was a dental hygienist. And we took notes on every single client. We did soap notes, and I still do soap notes kind of the same way. That's just charting. But you also need a system for booking and for confirming. So again, if you use these digital platforms, they kind of have all that built in, right? You're going to put your schedule in there. They're going to get their forms sent to them beforehand. It's going to confirm. It's going to maybe hold a credit card on file in case of cancellations. Make sure you have all those systems set up from the beginning, from day one. Because if you're a massage therapist starting out your own business, it might start off slow or it might take off really quickly. So make sure you have scheduling, billing, charting, policies and procedures, and your legal stuff too. Make sure your charting has those things you legally need in there. Every state is different. I'm in Texas, so there are certain things that we need to put in our charting. And there's also keeping track of your CEs, right? When does your license renew? How many CEs do you need? When did you do them? Make sure you have a way to keep track of all of that. Number 6, have hobbies outside of work. It can be really easy when you are starting your business to be so all in on your business that you kind of forget about everything else. So still do the things that you love to do, whether that's spending time with family, taking time to read, making music, making art. Just do something that gives your mind and your body a break. This is going to prevent burnout because, again, you're not so focused on massage and on your clients, because our clients are going to tell us like some really heavy stuff sometimes. Like they almost treat us like therapists. They really lean into the therapist part of massage therapist, and that can really weigh down on you. So make sure you're kind of like taking a mental break, stepping away from your business. Grounding yourself is really important too. And I think like doing your hobbies and doing fun stuff is a really good way to ground yourself and kind of bring yourself back to reality. When I was first starting my business, I was so focused on it that it really just felt like massage was my whole life. And I don't really remember kind of much else going on. My son was really young too, but now massage is so like compartmentalized for me. What happens in that room, like stays in that room. I answer messages when it's convenient for me during business hours. I just have little reminders like, hey, confirm with your clients, because I still do all that manually. I don't necessarily recommend that. That gives them time to ask any questions, add any add-ons. I'm texting them my address, that kind of thing. So they know they have my personal number. So I know we talked a lot about boundaries, but my clients do have my personal number, because if they are going to cancel or they have questions or they need to change something, they are able to reach me. And I do have clients be like, hey, what was the name of that chiropractor you told me? Or, hey, I know it's a couple weeks until I can see you, but this is really hurting. Is there like a stretch I can do? I haven't had anyone really like abuse that power. Again, clients are welcome to text me whenever. I'll get back to them when I can get back to them. But back to hobbies. Yeah, that just goes to kind of, setting boundaries with yourself in your own life and making sure you have a life outside of your massage career. Number 7, get enough rest. This job is really hard. It can be really hard physically and mentally. Even if clients aren't necessarily unloading really heavy stuff on you, it's still a lot, especially if you're neurodivergent, especially if you're autistic. Even if you feel comfortable around your clients, where you feel at least mostly unmasked, it's still a lot. It's still a lot to interact with several people a day, to have to be professional, to have to text people and worry about people being on time and, turning the room over, making sure everything's clean and doing your laundry. There is a lot to it. And I think that goes for kind of any service industry type of job. Is you need physical rest, because again, if you're working within your limits, physically, you're going to incorporate rest time in that, right? Like I work Monday and Tuesday, I have Wednesday and Thursday off. I work Friday, Saturday, I have Sunday off. So making sure you get enough physical rest is really important, obviously, because we have to take care of ourselves. But that mental break as well, where you just put the phone away, close up the massage room, or, take off of work. Don't let work call you, they know it's your day off, and really just taking a break. That work-life balance is so, so important in a career like ours. And I honestly think that's probably a big reason people get burnt out, is because you probably became a massage therapist to help people, right? We're naturally caring people. I was a dental hygienist before this, and there's a lot of crossover between the dental field and like body work, and I think probably other like beauty industry type jobs as well, because we care about people and we want people to feel good about themselves and we want to help make people feel better. And so we take on a lot for our clients, but that can take a toll on you, right? You can definitely get compassion fatigue is what it's called, where you care so much you get to a point where you don't care anymore. And that's what we don't want. And that's when you need to take a break and kind of reevaluate. Am I overworking? Where are my limits? Where are my boundaries at? Like something's not working. So number 8 is to diversify your income. So this not only helps bring in extra income, but it just kind of helps, with the longevity of your career, because you're getting income from other sources. There's a lot of massage therapists that do MLMs, maybe they sell essential oils or whatever. Like, that's fine. If that's your thing, cool. But you can also teach classes, and I don't mean CEs. You can do that. You can become a massage therapy instructor once you've been a massage therapist for a year. Then you can apply to be a CE provider. And again, there's like guidelines for that and certain things you have to turn in. And absolutely, if there's something like you feel like you're an expert in, especially after a few years, or you've taken a lot of training in something and you feel confident enough to teach it, or you're really good at business, or you work with special populations, absolutely, teach CE classes. Great way to make money. But outside of CEs, just teaching classes. I used to teach a couples massage class. And that was super fun, especially around Valentine's Day. I would like bring in like some wine and some chocolate covered strawberries. I like made a little handout, but then we would do like hands-on, right? Like they would take turns massaging each other while I would teach them how to do it, because that's a big reason people come in for massages is my spouse doesn't know how to rub my back. Oh, I asked my wife to rub my feet and she didn't do a good job, or my husband will only rub my shoulder for a minute. And so I think if you can teach people to massage each other, it's great. But there's also classes you can do. You can you can get certified to teach infant massage, like to teach parents to massage their babies. You can teach self-care, all kinds of classes, like whatever you're interested in, whatever you're good at. You can teach lay people. You can give them a little certificate if you want. It's nothing official. It's just for fun. And if you have a space to do it, like a community center, or maybe your spa that you work at will let you do it, or at your church, just anywhere you can get a few people and a few tables together, go for it. Super fun. Nice way to make money. Another thing is retail. So you can make your own retail. I have supplies to make. I've made scrubs. I've done like body wrap kits. I actually sold those during the pandemic when we couldn't work. You can sell, massage oils. Maybe you have like a custom blend of essential oils that you like, and you can just throw them in some almond oil or some jojoba, and sell that. Or you can resell other things. I personally have a few retail items that have been made by local vendors that are friends of mine. They're products I use myself. I have a friend that makes soap. I have a friend that makes facial oils. I have a friend that makes candles. I have a friend that makes pain balm. And so I sell their stuff. And a lot of the times, especially if it's like a local small vendor, they'll work with you and you can tell them, hey, I'm a massage therapist. I love your stuff. I've been using it for a while. I want to sell it at work. Would you be willing to give me wholesale pricing? And a lot of times they will. You have to pay the taxes on it. So, make sure you're set up before you sell anything. Know the local tax laws and, register with the comptroller and, so you can pay your sales taxes on all of that. But when you buy stuff wholesale and you don't pay tax on it, you have to charge the client tax, or you can include it in the price, whatever, but you do still have to pay it. So make sure you look at that. But having retail is a great way. It adds value to your practice as well. Because your clients trust you. Your clients are going to trust you. Your clients are going to ask you for recommendations, especially if it's products you're using on them. If there's essential oils you're using on them, a certain massage oil you're using on them, pain balm you're using on them, and then, oh, you like that? You feel good? Here, have a jar of it. It's $10. They're going to buy it. It's really easy to sell stuff to your clients. Again, you're not really doing it to like squeeze an extra dollar out of them. You're doing it because these products will really help them, or you really like these things, and your clients trust you. Again, it comes back to like building that relationship as well, and you're building your relationship with your local community of creators as well. Number 9, again, this is just another kind of lesson I've learned. It doesn't necessarily have to do with avoiding burnout or longevity, but you need to dress the part. I wear scrubs. A lot of other people wear scrubs. I know they're not the most comfortable for everyone, but you need to look professional. It's not professional to massage someone in like tight yoga pants and a sports bra. You need to be covered. You need to be professional. We're not sex workers. There are sex workers. They have their place, but it is separate from licensed massage therapists. And a lot of people confuse the two, and we need to make sure we're not adding to that confusion. But wear what's comfortable. When I first started out, I had some like polos made. They were like kind of stretchy, and that was good. Like those look professional. They had my little logo on them and my name. But then I was just wearing just leggings, which were comfortable, but they were maybe not the most professional thing, especially when I was almost exclusively doing house calls and when I was seeing men. No one ever said anything until I started wearing scrubs. And then they started saying, oh, good, I'm glad you're wearing scrubs now. I think people may have been judging when they saw a girl in leggings show up to my house. Fair enough, right? You have to think about what you look like to the client, what kind of vibe you want to put out, and maybe you're also, a yoga teacher, and, maybe you do a lot of energy work and you do sound healing, and, and massage is part of that as well. And so maybe you are a little bit, maybe scrubs wouldn't be the right vibe. Maybe the right vibe is kind of like baggy yoga pants and like a loose kind of flowy shirt. Again, be comfortable, be professional, but lean into your vibe as well. I know it spas, they just have you wear just kind of like a little satiny, like stretchy, like black shirt with maybe like a little v-neck and then kind of black pants, right? Like that was at my old job at the spa. I think that's what we wore. It was like a t-shirt, maybe it was a collared shirt, and it was just black pants. But that is important. Dressing the part is important. So we'll make a whole other video about that. And number 10 would be to invest in your business. You need to take your CEs. You have to take your CEs, but make sure you're taking relevant CEs that are going to help you and help your practice and help your clients. Make sure you're investing in courses that are going to advance your career and bring added value to your clients. This past year, I took gua sha and cupping. So I added kind of two major modalities to my practice, and I was able to raise my prices comfortably because I'm not charging for those added things. Clients are just getting them. So again, you're adding value for your clients, you're adding value to your massage. You also want to invest in good supplies, right? I have an infrared heat lamp. Clients are loving that. It helps with the cupping, it helps with the gua sha. I have an LED light, but you want to get good quality supplies. That means good quality oils, nice soft sheets, maybe a table warmer is really nice. And again, I'll do another video about that, about massage room essentials and nice things to have. I don't think a table warmer is essential, but I do think it's really nice to have. I think clients appreciate it. So yeah, all your supplies, right? That you're using on clients every day. Make sure you're investing in good quality stuff that's going to last you a long time. This can be hard when you're starting off. If this is your only job, you're, right out of school, start as bare bones, as you need to. But I would say most importantly, like have a good, decent oil. You should have a table from school that you had to buy. You can always upgrade things. And again, that is kind of what you should be putting back into your businesses is upgrading things, right? Getting cushions for your table, getting a nicer holster, getting different bolsters, adding hot stones, maybe getting a bigger towel cabbie, just things like that, that you can kind of slowly upgrade. I just ordered an oil warmer. After 10 years, I finally ordered an oil warmer. I've been warming it up with like a little heater and it doesn't work that well. My hands are really cold. So I'm really excited. I finally got an oil warmer. And advertising is another good way to invest, especially early in your career. Facebook ads and things like that. Flyers, wherever you want to attract clients from, whoever your clients are. Like if you do sports massage, you want to go to the gym. If you're more kind of eclectic and spiritual, maybe you go to the yoga studio. If you're really into like natural health, like I am, you go to the farmer's market to meet people. So think about who your audience is and where they might be. And then just business cards. I like having a business card because it can be awkward to stand there and say, okay, well, here, let me text you my number. Let me text you my menu. No, just here's my business card. It's got your website. It's got your email. It's got your phone number. It's got a little bit about you. Mine has my face on it, so they remember who I am. But typically when I meet people, they ask for a business card. So you can either have a business card or they have those things. You can just tap your phone. It's like a digital business card. That works too. But invest in some kind of business card because not everyone uses Facebook and Instagram. And they need to know how to get a hold of you. All right. And bonus tip, you need to take care of yourself. Self-care is so important for longevity in this business and avoiding burnout. That means getting massages yourself, exercising regularly, stretching, going to therapy, not just massage therapy, but therapy. Because again, we take on a lot. Proper hydration is super important, and proper nutrition. Make sure you have time on your schedule for a good breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Snack when you need to, but make sure you're eating a good, balanced diet. And if you need help with any of these things, I do offer consultations for massage therapists who are trying to build up their business, especially independent massage therapists, because that's what I've done over the past 10 years. And I'm also a health and wellness coach. So if you are a massage therapist or in a similar profession or know someone who is, that maybe needs help with some of these things and some of these habits to avoid burnout, that's something I can help with as well. So I'll put a link to my consultation form in the video description. And please leave a comment if you got some value out of this video. And let me know if there's anything else that you want to know about the career of being a massage therapist. Thank you for watching.